Hello beautiful souls. Today we're gonna do a Grwm. Get ready with me if you want to know and see how a girl laid this bust down. You guys can go watch that video. It's already up on my channel. So today we are going to be playing around with makeup and I'm going to be doing my full face. I don't do a full face often. We're just going to do the base and then figure out the color as we go. I think my creative juices will start flowing the more I start touching my face. I want to start off with shaving my eyebrows. I don't want to shave my eyebrows completely off, but I do want to make them thinner and also just kind of clean up around here because right now I have like Y2K like thin kind of eyebrows. I usually just kind of use little razors. I think that's what's also breaking me out around my eyebrows. So we're just gonna pluck. I actually typically don't keep hair on my eyebrow tail. I like to play around with that. When I use the NYX, the face glue primer, it's been a long time since I've used primer whatsoever. I've just kind of been letting my face be. I use this as like a base for my lash glue when I do my lash clusters and it's not coming off, so you guys are just gonna have to see it like this. Okay, one thing I like to do with my eyebrows before I do them, Wet n Wild pink translucent powder. I just kind of open it up and whatever's on the lid, I take with my little, I tap it into my hand so there's not too much. I put the powder down to dry the area out so that the eyebrow pencil and the product can really adhere to my skin and my eyebrow hairs. This method keeps my eyebrows on a little bit longer. My favorite eyebrow pencil, this is the NYX Express Brow. I'm so tempted more than ever nowadays to dye my eyebrows blonde. Every day I have the conversation with myself, should I bleach my eyebrows? Maybe I can use lipstick. This is Gone Rogue by Col-lab. I'm gonna use this little angle brush. We're gonna test it out. This isn't really, is this a brown? Wait, I kind of like it though. And that's what I love about makeup. You can literally just play around and there is no set, you have to use this product this way, set in stone. There's so much room to play with makeup and to do something different, do something out of the box and switch it up. That's what I love about playing with makeup. There is no right or wrong. Just like with art, you know, being an artist, a multifaceted artist who dabbles in many multiple types of media, it's just so freeing to be able to like tap into different realms. Like for instance, right now I'm doing makeup. I wanted to get creative and I wanted to do it on my face. Sometimes we're presented with the dilemma of choice as creative beings. And I want to put a disclaimer out there, okay? I think anybody and everybody has a creative bone in their body. Some people just have never exercised their creative bone, so it's almost like it's non-existent. You know those people that you sometimes meet that are like, oh, I have no creative bone in my body, I can't make art, I'm not good at it, blah 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 blah. Honestly, it kind of hurts me when people say that because it's like, girl, yes you can, you just have never exercised that. It's like a muscle, right? You have to exercise it, you have to build it. If you don't, then you go into muscle atrophy where your muscles kind of just like become non-existent. I guess you can say this video is going to be a little bit more in depth. I kind of missed you guys. Like I really did. I missed you guys so much. Today I really want to talk about the dilemma of choice and putting ourselves in a box. I guess I can say that I'm a pretty introspective person. I spend a lot of time in my head. I'm a very logical thinker. I need evidence. I need data. I need to physically be able to see it. You know, it needs to make sense. But at the same time, I am an artist at the end of the day and I live in my head and in my heart. A lot of the times in life we are presented with choices and it can feel like a lot, especially in this day and age where we have so much available to us like in the blink of an eye, and that can sometimes create like a little freeze response where we don't know what to do and we just kind of do nothing because we're presented with so much and we want to do so much. At least me, I want to do so much that I end up doing nothing. Okay, side note, I'm kind of happy that I'm doing my makeup right now because then I get to see all my brushes. I've lost, or maybe I finished a bunch of makeup and I just don't know where it is, or I finished it and I forgot about it. Like with social media, dating apps, and all these other stuff that we now have in the 21st century, in the last decade, we've advanced in technology so far that now we are presented with so much choice and so many options and so much information, which can be a really good thing, because now you can't sit there and say, I don't know. You have the resources now to figure out and find out a lot of information and educate yourself. But with that being said, this said amount of options, opinions, and information and resources can be a lot. It can be overwhelming to a point where we decide to do absolutely nothing. We decide to be complacent and stay in one spot because we just don't know what to do. We're bombarded. Like, our brains can only take so much at a time. You can do nothing if you want to, but then you would face the consequences of doing nothing, because everything has an equal or opposite reaction, which we can label as a consequence or a reward. And I'm gonna have all the products that I'm using on my face down in the description box below. That is like a tongue twister to me. Anyways, it's just a matter of which opposite or equal reaction would you like to experience, which kind of consequence would you rather have. Consequence of feeling overwhelmed and doing nothing, or consequence of being presented with choice. This one's like very straight and spot on, and like right here I think we have a little bit of too much hair, so since I am also going to be doing eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking the same concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me 30-Hour Concealer. I'm going to set my eyelids with my concealer. This is the best method that I use to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow. Yeah, back to the topic at hand. I think society wants so bad, and I feel like when I say society and when I say them, I mean capitalism and the systems that we've built or our previous generations have built that are slowly, and we know it for sure, falling apart. They wanted us to put ourselves in a box because capitalism thrives on single-minded ideation. It thrives on control, the illusion of choice, when really we don't really have much choice. And I say to hell with that. You should never let the density of choice or options that has been presented to you leave you paralyzed or leave you feeling like you have to put yourself in a box, because you do not have to put yourself in a box. You shouldn't put yourself in a box. I mean, I have fallen victim to the patriarchy and capitalism and wanting to blend in and be a part of society, because what human being doesn't want to do that or has wanted to do that at one point or another? And we crave as human beings to connect and be around other people. And being around other people also can start to be a place where you put yourself in a box, because as human beings, the way we operate is insane to me. When we start being and moving around in groups, being around each other, and we start to click up, we tend to like flock together. Birds of the same feather flock together. And when you start to do something different and something out of the norm, people look at you weird. You are the weirdo, you're shunned. I think that is also a form of putting yourself in a box, wanting to fit in and be a part of the club. You somehow, some way have to put yourself in a box, and I disagree with that. I don't think you do have to put yourself in a box, and I think it's more rewarding and it is more fulfilling to go against the grain and decide that I'm not gonna choose. I'm not gonna just stick to one thing. Okay, pause. So happy to have discovered this foundation. This is the Maybelline Super foundation. It's like semi-matte, but it still has like illumination. But I love the formula of this. It's full coverage, but it doesn't feel thick. But growing up, I've never been somebody who ever put themselves in a box. I did everything. I wanted to be a performer. I wanted to be big, loud, and proud, and I was called extra. I'm like the last born child, always been one to do everything. I took acting classes, I took singing classes, I did drumming classes, I did dance, I did a YouTube channel, I used to sell makeup, and I would make makeup. I was a theater geek, I was a musician, I played the flute, I played the guitar, I learned some of the piano. I never put myself in a box. I didn't even know what that was. I think as you get older, it becomes a little louder for the need or the pressure to choose and to want to put yourself in a box and to feel like you have to be one way and there's only one way of living, when really there isn't. It's just an illusion. You will not be happy when you try to conform, and I could tell you this, like when I see, and this is not me hating, but when you see groups of people who are all the same and they operate the same, a lot of the times they act from a place of misery and like autopilot, they usually, you know, become complacent or start to act from a lower vibrational place, because then when you conform and you try to blend in and be like everybody else, you lose originality, and authenticity is no longer a thing that you understand. It is just like a foreign object to you. You start to take on and copy those around you. And honestly, I can say that a lot of people act from a place of misery and a place of autopilot, a place of like no knowledge of themselves. Because I'm not a perfect human being. I'm not saying that I never did that. I have. And that's why I'm speaking on it, and I can speak on this topic confidently. I've been that person who was presented with choice and chose a box and said, okay, I'm gonna live there. But I hated it. I absolutely hated it. So what am I saying? I'm saying I've learned that you invite misery to your life when you feel like you have to choose or put yourself in a box. If you are presented with choice, choice is just choice. It simply is just that. There is typically no right or wrong when it comes to choice, except there are equal/opposite reactions that take place once you make a choice. It feels so weird because I shaved my sideburns to lay this wig, and it feels so weird to blend out my makeup here on the side and it be so smooth. This feels like so nice. It feels like butter. And now that my eyebrows are so high up and small, I have space. There's so much space, an infinite amount of space, an infinite amount of choices, an infinite amount of time that you can take or use to change your choice and not put yourself in a box, but to try everything and to jump from one thing to the next. But also, I think as somebody who used to just jump from one thing to the next, it was so easy for me to always fly and never find a place to land, because I was so used to flying from one tree to another that I just stayed in the sky all the time. One of my favorite palettes, a Morphe 35B palette. We're going to be jumping into this bone color. If you do not know, but I am an artist and I paint, I sketch. I'm starting to learn color theory. I'm a self-taught artist. I've never really gone to school to learn art. I've taken maybe like 1 or 2 art classes in my entire life. In the last like 2 years, I started doing more oil painting, and I freaking love oil paints. It's like doing makeup, because all these liquids and then I have to put powder on top, and the process is just so fun. That's how it feels when I paint with oils, because layering is where it's at. And I started to teach myself color theory because I wanted to shorten the time it took for me to create something. And I think color theory is kind of like, at least to me, it felt like second nature. Not long before I was already practicing color theory. I think I want to do purple and green, like a olive and purple kind of color. 2 of my favorite colors are periwinkle. I love periwinkle, and emerald green. Purple and green are my favorite color. I love all shades. For a long time, I was kind of like teaching myself color theory, and I bought this like pack of markers, and I want to start messing around with color and shading and see what I can come up with. I didn't know what color theory was. I was using like opposite colors, like purple and green, for example, to create shade instead of black and white. Using like dark browns, I would use orange, and I would use red to create like a dark shadow on my art piece. I'm like, oh my god, I've been teaching myself color theory this whole time because I refused to continue just doing black and white. So I was like, you know what, I want to take myself out of this box and start doing something more fun and something that felt more natural to me, which was color. Doing my makeup feels like I'm making an art piece, because makeup is a form of art. I think it's essential to be creative. It should never be something that you question if whether you want to do or not. You should just do it. Just be creative. Just make something. This kind of looks great. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna fuck around and find out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna teach you guys something really quick. If you have hooded eyes like I do, you need to bring everything all the way up to your eyebrows. Your transition color should not just be right down here. It should be up here to your brow bone. Bring it all the way up here, because we ain't gonna know what you got on your eyelids if you keep it down here, because your eyelids are non-existent when you open your eyes, like me. Keeping this brush to the side, I'm gonna take something smaller, and this is where we're gonna add and introduce the purple. I'm gonna take this purple to darken my crease. I think I do want to do a halo eye we're not going to do too much in the middle. I am going to focus mostly on the outer corners here and here. Ooh, I like this color combo. I kind of like this. Back to our conversation and just like looking at all these artists that we like, big names and artists that we look up to, that we're inspired by. They became your idol, or they became your inspiration because they didn't stay in the box. They decided to do their own thing and they said, fuck the box. It don't exist. I'm gonna create my own realm, my own sky, and just fly. The message that I would love to spread to the world: don't put yourself in a box. Understand that choice is just choice and there is no right or wrong. It's just more the consequence and equal opposite reaction that you get from the choice that you make. I'm talking to the people with kind hearts that want to feel free. I'm just gonna put that same green that I started out with. I'm gonna put that on the middle of my eye and we're gonna blend that. It's giving me like funky 70s kind of style. Like I should be doing like the shuffle or something. Okay, so we ended up putting a little bit of the green in the inner corner of my eye. I put down a base of white eyeshadow and then I did the green on top just to like make it pop. Now we're gonna put on some lashes and I'm gonna do something super light, flirty and fun and wispy. Before we put on the lashes, I'm gonna put some mascara. This is the Eye Enhancer Mascara by CoverGirl. My all-time favorite that I like to use when I don't have lashes on that make me look like I got lashes going on is the Sephora Big by Definition. This one is amazing, okay? And I am a person who, for a long time, I just couldn't find a really good mascara. And I have like short curly lashes. So like it's really hard to find a good mascara that adheres to my lashes and makes them long. And also adds volume, stays all day. This is my favorite lash glue. This is the Duo. The black one is the best one in my opinion, because then it just dries black and it blends in with my lashes a little bit better. I'm gonna try and put my lashes on from underneath. I've been doing a lot more lash clusters. Putting my lashes on from underneath has changed the game for me. And I'm gonna set this to the side to dry and become super tacky. I like to just put glue on both of them at the same time, let one dry and then do the other. Cue transition, boom. Lashes are on and I love this method. Now we're going to continue with the rest of the face. We're losing daylight, okay? But I am going to keep things simple. Same one that I put on my eyelids is what we're going to put underneath my eyes. I like to use a smaller brush for underneath my eye just so I can keep everything where it is. I don't want to spread my makeup too much. To just end off what I was yapping about earlier. Don't put yourself in a box. Do what you want to do it all. Just don't be afraid to do something. Don't sit there wondering what to do first. Do anything, something, and then continue from there, which is what I've learned. I can perfect along the way. No one ever starts out an expert. You just start out as a beginner and then you get better at whatever it is that you're trying to get good at. I actually really like how the eye color turned out. Looks really good. It kind of reminds me of Bibble. If you know, you know Bibble from the Barbie movies. I freaking love Bibble. The eyeshadow looks a little bit more blue than it does green. I think the color that I did pick was more of like a teal rather than it was a green, and that's fine. I'm okay with this. I'm actually happy with how it came out. My foundation brush, and I'm gonna blend out the edge of the concealer. I just want it all to blend in seamlessly. Yeah, I definitely need new makeup because the only contour that I have right now is the Espresso one by Fenty. I think I'm just gonna put it on my hand before I put it on my face. The formula in this is really nice though. Like, it's pretty creamy, so I can always work with it. The eye is where it takes the most time. I already have a method to my madness. I'm gonna put a little bit right on my lace front, blend it in and create a little dimension, fix the lace at the same time. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Fenty Matchstick Concealer. This is in the shade Suede. This one has hit pan. I'm kind of happy about that because now I get to go buy a new one and try something out. I'm definitely gonna buy this again. It's definitely a repurchase of mine because this lasted me forever. The shade match on this is insane. It's impeccable, okay? That's all I can say, impeccable. I have these Rhode blushes. I want to do like a baby pink, like a really soft pink. I'm gonna use the Sleepy Girl Pocket Blush. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put it behind my hand. I want it to be very soft because I want the eyes to be the main attraction. Wow. Wow. It smells like crayons and I want to eat it. For my nose, I'm gonna do the same thing with the contour stick. Put it behind my hand. And I'm gonna take a little tiny brush. It's still kind of fluffy. I like to do this so that I get more precision with my nose contour. I don't typically contour my nose too much. Like I don't do too much when I contour my nose. I just do just the sides just to elongate my nose a little bit more. The trick here is to go all the way into your brows. I do a little bit on the tip of my nose. I take the Wet n Wild pink powder with my little puff. I'm gonna take a generous amount, like this much. I always do this because it helps blend out the powder. That way when you set your face, it's more of like a natural airbrushed finish and you don't have like these splotches of powder set on your face. I love that brands came out with the pink color. This looks a little bit better. The pink just neutralizes and brightens the face. And we're gonna basically put it all over. I still can't run away from smile lines, okay? I'm just a happy gal and I can't help it. So I get massive smile lines and I've tried everything that I can to not get as many smile lines. The trick is, at least for me, is to set everything like a madman underneath my foundation powder because we're gonna go over everything with my foundation powder. Focusing right here because that's where I tend to have more fuller cheek volume and I want to look more snatched today. So my current my favorite current foundation powder is going to be the Super Stay by Maybelline. Okay, Maybelline, can I be on your PR list? Actually, I'm gonna email you guys. Put me on your PR list because you guys have been my brand since time. This is not sponsored by Maybelline. I'm an avid drugstore makeup user. I buy both Sephora and drugstore, but I started off with drugstore and Maybelline will always be that gal. Especially the Super Stay line. If you like a full coverage face, but you don't want to do it at the cost of a lung, Maybelline is the place to go. I really like this foundation powder because it's super full coverage. Our bronzer for today is going to be NYX. This is the Buttermelt bronzer. Ooh, she's broken. I'm gonna swipe some in the middle of my hand so I can make sure that there's not too much product when I put it on my face. Slay. I'm just gonna use whatever's left on this brush and really deepen the contour. We're gonna go back to the eyes and reinforce some of this eyeshadow while also doing a little bit of my lower lash line. A little bit of white for pop. I want it to look electrifying. Angled brush, and that purple that we used, and I'm gonna smoke it out. This looks good, okay? I sat down here not knowing what I was gonna come up with. Boom, masterpiece. I'm gonna put some mascara on my lower lashes. The lips, I think I want to keep it very simple. I think I'm going to do a purple just to kind of go and coordinate with what I already have going on. I'm going to take the same blush because I really like this formula and the color of it. Can you guys see? Oh, hiccups. Is it opaque enough? Because I'm going to take photos after this. I'm not really going to set my face with setting spray. I think I'm just going to let it just kind of melt into itself. I'm going to use the Revolution Vintage Lace Highlight Palette. I love this color on the end here. I'm gonna set this blush a little bit before I put the highlight on because it is cream and I don't want my highlight to look crazy. Before I put highlight on, I forgot to do my favorite step. This is another Maybelline Super Stay foundation powder, but this is in a super light color. I bought this to highlight my under eye. I prefer foundation powder to highlight under my eye because I get more coverage, no creasing, and it just looks flawless. Back to the highlighter. I'm taking that color a little bit at a time, building layers. You kind of see it, it's more pink. Ooh, yes. Whatever's left, I'm just gonna do my nose. I like to do the middle of my bridge. Maybelline Color Sensational and Plum Passion. This is a lip liner. We're gonna put some Summer Days lip butter on, just a little bit to hydrate my lips underneath, blending out the corners to create a little gradient. The sun has officially set, so we've brought out the big boys. The Milani Moonlight Keep It Plump lip gloss. I love this one a lot, and you'll see exactly why I like it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. This is the finished look. I love the color of my eyes and how it kind of goes with the lip. With the hair color, it's just A+. More of the story is don't put yourself in a box. Trust your gut and take one step towards something. You don't have to let yourself be known for one specific thing. You are a creative person and you were put on here to experience life and not to be confined by society, what is deemed to be just like acceptable or normal. I'm learning that I don't have to be just a makeup artist. I can come up on here on my YouTube channel and show you guys my other hobbies and show you that I am holistic. I like herbs and I've posted about herbs. I love film and I've shown you guys some of my mini little films that I've made. I love art and I'm a painter. That is my genuine passion, and making art and creating videos and using my voice, but also using my skill to beautify myself and my life and everything around me. Any sort of choice or decision that you make is simply just that. It's just a matter of whether you are willing to face the consequences, the equal or opposite reactions that you're gonna get from creating or stepping forward with said choice. And my choice is to continue making art and to continue showing different aspects of myself through YouTube, and I freaking love this platform. You're gonna be seeing a lot of me. Make sure to subscribe because lots more videos are coming out, and your girl is starting a podcast, so you will be hearing more of me yap. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you beautiful souls next time. Bestos.